The reviews for LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga are finally in, and many journalists have mixed receptions to the game, spanning from a perfect 10 out of 10 all the way down to a 7 out of 10 or a 3 out of 5. In today's video, we'll look at why these websites gave the game these scores and whether this is the Star Wars game to buy. All of that and more today on EcksToo. From IGN to Eurogamer all the way to Kotaku, everyone has had their hands on LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. And as of recording this video, these are the scores. Shack News gave it a 9 out of 10, Windows Central gave it 4 out of 5, Hardcore Gamer gave it 4.5 out of 5, Press Start gave it 8.5, IGN gave it 8, GameSpew gave it 8, Game Informer gave it 8, and Destructoid gave it 7.5. These reviews came from the game playing on the next-gen consoles, and these reviews do not include the Nintendo Switch, so your results may vary. But overall, journalists have really enjoyed this LEGO Star Wars game, with some of them even stating it's the best one yet. But here is a very short, brief list of what people liked and what people didn't like. First up, the game is very, very big. That includes the open world segments to the game, traveling from planet to planet, no matter what era you're actually on. Not to mention there are 24 different planets for you to check out. So in terms of 100% completing this game, it's certainly going to take a while. For the second point, many say individual levels can be a bit short, but side quests and collectibles help pad it out. This was the opposite end of the spectrum for previous LEGO games, as some levels went on for upwards of 20 to 30 minutes. So personally, for me, I'd rather a short, good level rather than a level that drags on a bit too much. I know the latter gets your money's worth, but this time around, I want this to be a really good, polished Star Wars game. Third up, it says the flying is very similar to Battlefront. Extremely similar to the Starfighter Assault game mode from Battlefront 2. These battles can range from dogfights with other starfighters, from taking down super capital ships like the Executor Super Star Destroyer. Fourth on the list is that combat is a bit more challenging than previous games, but is still pretty simple. The reasons for this is very much likely that you can have this over-the-shoulder camera view when using blasters or your lightsaber. Not to mention various other force abilities that allow you to interact with your environment to help you damage the boss. And that expands into our fifth and final point, which is that the game gives you a lot of choice in how to deal enemies. For example, you can take down stormtroopers either by shooting them with a turret or blasting them out of an airlock. The game gives you tons of different approaches on how you want to handle the situation in various different game modes. Remember, this isn't just a third-person shooter. This game covers everything from pod speed racing to doing the trench run in an X-Wing and even play as a tower defense. This game has it all, and it gives you a ton of variety to boot. But this game has been getting 7 and 8s as a score for a reason. For example, playing this game on the Switch is nowhere near as good as playing on the PS4, Xbox One, or even the next-gen consoles either. A lot of players already have reported low frame rates on the Nintendo Switch, especially in areas like Gungan City, as well as noticeable compromises with the visuals compared to other platforms. So if you absolutely want to play this game at the best settings at about 60 frames per second, pick any other version than the Nintendo Switch one. But just remember, in return, you're giving up the ability to play this game wherever you want in handheld mode. Other situations that arose with journalists is actually the co-op mode. A lot of people were disappointed to hear that the game wasn't going to support true multiplayer. The only way you could play this game together was through local co-op. Now, we have talked in a previous video about how you can overcome this via Steam or PS4 or Xbox One, but those are rudimentary solutions to a problem that hasn't actually been solved by TT Games. And unfortunately, it doesn't get any better. When entering into a major boss battle, the second player kind of has to take a back seat as a battle droid or as a spectator, whilst the other player engages in the full battle on their own. Only with a lot smaller field of view, because remember, even if you are playing this co-op online via Steam, you're still having to give up half of the screen estate to the other player. A lot of journalists mention it's very cramped and quite claustrophobic when you're trying to play the game in co-op. So if you really want to get a full experience, maybe play it on your own first, and then get a friend to join you in co-op on a new campaign. But these are some of the major reasons that's pulling this game back from getting a perfect 10. Also, just a heads up, Eckhart's Ladder is also playing the game for the first time ever on a live stream. I'll leave a link to that in the pinned comment down below. And that is the reviews and opinions and first impressions of game journalists for LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Does this news deter you from actually wanting to buy the game? Or are you that excited that you don't care about any of the drawbacks, you just want to get your hands on the game and play it ASAP? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I read all of them, and I'll get back to some of you as well. But besides that, guys, I've been Charlie, you've been watching EcksToo, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.